Let's dive into a really fascinating theological puzzle, one that's at the heart of so many faiths. How in the world can we possibly know something that is, by its very definition, completely unknowable?
I mean, think about it. If God is infinite and well, not how do you even begin to bridge that gap? It's like we're standing in front of a massive locked door and we don't have the key. So to figure this out, we first have to get a really good look at the lock itself.
All right, first up, the unknowable essence, and that subtitle says it all. A door that is forever closed. The barrier we're talking about here isn't just high, it's described as being totally, absolutely impenetrable.
What's so striking here is just how absolute this is. The divine being isn't just, hard to figure out. It's called the unknowable essence. It's everlastingly hidden. This isn't just a matter of us not being smart enough, it's presented as a fundamental fact of reality.
Wow. The language there is just so powerful, isn't it? The door isn't just locked. It's always been closed, and it's going to stay closed. So the problem is crystal clear. Direct access? Nope. Impossible. We are firmly on the outside.
So, if that door is permanently sealed, is that it? Is humanity just left completely in the dark? Well, not exactly. A solution is provided, a kind of bridge to humanity. You see, instead of us having to find a way in, a way is provided for the knowledge to come out. It's described as this deliberate act of grace, a token of His mercy. And this key, this solution, is the concept of the manifestations of God. Think of it like this. There are two totally distinct roles here. On one side, you've got the divine essence, unknowable, veiled, totally beyond us. But on the other side, you have the manifestation, a human temple who acts as the mouthpiece of God. They are the bridge, the way that connecteth this world with the realms above. So their job is made really clear. They aren't just wise teachers, they are living, breathing evidences and signs. Their entire purpose is to take a reality that's abstract and totally inaccessible and make it understandable to us. Okay, but how does that actually work? How can one finite person show us the infinite? The answer is this really beautiful and powerful metaphor, the perfect mirror. Okay, let's really break this down. Imagine the divine essence is the sun. You can't fly up and touch it, right? You can't grasp its reality. But you can know its qualities, its warmth, its light, by looking at its perfect reflection in a polished mirror. In this analogy, the manifestations are those perfect mirrors.
Now this is a super important point. The mirror is not the sun. This isn't about incarnation, where the divine literally becomes a human. No, it's about reflection. It's the human reality of the manifestation perfectly reflecting those divine qualities. And you can see how central this idea is from the language used, calling these figures sanctified mirrors that reflect the light of the central orb of the universe. It really hammers home the point that we only know the source through its reflection. All right, so this brings up a pretty logical question, doesn't it? If all these manifestations are just perfect mirrors of the same sun, why do their teachings and laws sometimes look so different throughout history?
First off, the idea is that they all reflect the exact same set of divine attributes. Things like knowledge and power, sure, but also mercy, wisdom, and grace. The light they shine is fundamentally the same light.
So the difference isn't in the substance of what's being reflected, but in its intensity. Each revelation is perfectly tailored for the capacity of the people at that specific time in history. It's like you have the same incredibly powerful light source, but it's on a dimmer switch that's set to exactly what the world can handle at that moment.
And here's a really fascinating detail. Just because a particular attribute isn't being shown outwardly, it doesn't mean the manifestation doesn't possess it. Every mirror holds the full potential of the sun. It just reveals what's needed for that particular day and age.
So let's bring it all home. What's the ultimate takeaway from all this? What does this actually mean for a believer in their day-to-day life?
Well, it all boils down to this concept of divine unity. The core idea is that you treat the reflection in the mirror as if it were the sun itself. And why? Because that reflection is the only way you can ever know the sun. So to recognize the mirror is to recognize the sun.
And there it is, stated as clearly as possible. There's no functional difference. To listen to the manifestation is to listen to the voice of God. To know them is to know God. The bridge, for all practical purposes, becomes the destination. And this way of thinking is described as the absolute highest level of faith.
That point where, in the mind of the believer, there's just no separation at all between the will expressed by the mirror and the will of the sun it reflects. They are one and the same.
So, let's sum it all up. The door to knowing God directly is and always will be closed. But a key has been given to us. Not a key to force the door open, but a key that unlocks our understanding by showing us what's on the other side through a series of perfect, divinely sent mirrors.
And that kind of leaves us with one final thought to chew on. If everything we can ever truly know is the reflection, what does that tell us about the nature of the light source itself? That sun forever shining just beyond our reach?